David's son. And like my mom said, we just appreciate you all being here to celebrate my dad's 60th birthday. And in Proverbs it says, I think it's in Proverbs chapter 16, it says, fathers are the pride of their children. And that's definitely true in the case of me and my brothers, because my dad is like, he was our first hero growing up. He was the man that we look up to and the man that we still continue to look up to. His example of being a father, his example of being a husband. Just growing up through the years, he's given us so much sound advice. And most of all, he's given us love. And he's brought us up just with the appreciating family, appreciating one another. You know, growing up, me and my brothers, we always, my dad always told us that, you know, your brothers will always be there. And you'll always be brothers. And as we grew, you know, we continued to realize that. And my dad would always emphasize how much family is important and how important it is. And that's why we are the way that we are. And God used my dad to be an example to us. And just to share God's wisdom with us. And even my devotion time is based on what the principles that my dad taught me. You know, reading Proverbs, you know, one proverb a day. I just want to thank God just for my dad, just for the example he's been, for the love he's shown, for the support he's shown. And, you know, just for even at this age right now, my dad is like like I said it before, he's my BFF. So I'm thankful for that I can spend time with him, have fun with him, and we can just hang out, watch a ball game, and just enjoy it together. So in those times that my mom's away in Sacramento, me and my dad are always hanging out. So just thankful for God for 60 years in his life, and just looking forward to more years to come to celebrate and just to you know, see what God has for us.
Thank you, Sam. Next. Brother Mark. Well, Brother David. Yeehaw! You know what's funny is y'all Filipinas look a lot like them Native American girls I grew up with. I think that's hilarious. Pocahontas, you're too cool. Too cool. I learned about, 3 months ago that there was such thing as the Akamura word. And I always wondered why David was the way he was. Well, guess what? He has a steady belief in God, and he has character that says if you're going to do something, you do it. And he passed it along to his boys, and I give you credit for that, sir. That these young men with the last name of Akamura know how to keep their word. I have to. Can you see this man on a surfboard? I mean, really? Is this urban legend, or did you really be a surf bum there, bro? He's not talking, so you got to figure it out for yourself. But how many years married now, young man? Okay, let's try that one more time. Brother David's been married 35 years to the same woman. Praise God! There's some people, I bet you in this hall, or at least some people you know, that need to go by the Akamuras and say, how did you do it? How are you doing it? Because marriage is the hardest thing that anybody on this planet's ever going to do. And I have seen these two young people expressing love to one another. Now, love is the hardest word in any language to do on a daily basis. And I see a lot of family here and a lot of friends and whatnot. We thank you so very much for coming out tonight. Sister Cora. Now, Sister Cora's worked all day long to make this what this is today. So y'all go by her. Yeah, give it up for Sister Cora. So y'all go by her and maybe give her a couple bucks so she can go get a, like a foot massage or something. Oh, Brother David does that for free. Okay, never mind. Y'all keep your money. But let's have a hoedown tonight. Let's see. Brother Don, you can come by myself and whatnot, and I'll tell you all about what rednecking really is. What orchestrated fights are. What the Grange dance was every Saturday night. So again, we thank you so very much for coming to honor our Brother David. And please, feel free to have fun tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Mark. All right, next. The next son.
Okay, hi, I'm Josh. I'm the second son. You just heard my twin brothers talk. So the cowboy thing, I guess you can kind of know that my dad liked cowboys growing up. John Wayne. But I'm not sure if it's John Wayne or is it Blazing Saddles. Is that why you wanted the cowboy? You like cowboys? But growing up, my dad's been a good example to my brothers and myself. And like Brother Mark was saying about the relationship he has with my mom. Like it's a good example because like I try to have the same relationship with my fiance, and so the way I see how a relationship should be is, of course, it's based on God, and second, you support each other, and you both become better because of each other. And if you see my mom and my dad, a lot of the success that they have together is because they're each other's biggest support. And so that's what I take when I see their love for each other and how they've improved since they're younger. So it's not that you get old, it's that you get better. And that's what I see with my dad, and I see that with my mom as well. Growing up, also my dad used to like comic books, and his favorite character was Thor. But if you read the comic books, it's different than the movies. In the comic books, there was this nerdy guy who found the hammer of Thor. And it says whoever picks up this hammer, or whoever yields it, has the power of Thor. So this nerd, when he picks up the hammer, he turns into this huge, tall, blonde, buff man. And so he would see my dad say that he liked Thor because he always wanted to be a big, blonde, tall man. But now that I see it, I think that if I chose a hero, he's a bigger hero than Thor. Like he's real life. He's not make believe, and he's done more to help more people than a make believe hero can ever do. So I'm thankful to God for this hero. He's my dad. And happy 60th birthday.
Thank you so much, Josh. Next is Vince.
Hi, my name is Vince. I'm firstborn to my parents. And, I just wanted to tell you happy birthday. And, gosh, I can't believe it's sorry. You're already 60. But Mark was right about the Okamura word. If there's anything that really hit my life in such a way that has impacted me, it's the whole, if you say you're going to do something, you just do it. It doesn't matter how you feel. You make a commitment to something, you follow through with that commitment, and that's what he instilled in me. I mean, I could talk for a long time about, growing up with my dad. And, my dad, he did a lot for me and my brothers. I remember when we were kids, we would always go to Toys R Us, and we would always ask him, can you get us this toy? And he would always get it, every single time. And we had a lot of toys around the house, and we would open it and then play with it for a couple of days and not play with it anymore. And we would see all these toys, and he wouldn't get mad, but he just kept giving. He was such a giving father to us. He nurtured us. Even when we were in high school and elementary, he helped us in sports. He coached us in Little League. He did so many things for me and my brother. And he went above. A lot of times, we saw him tired. We would just wake him up so he can take us out to eat and stuff like that. He wouldn't complain. He would just get up and take us out. And he's a great father. He's a great grandfather, and he loves my daughter so much. And I know everyone who sees him with my daughter, it's amazing because he's never been, there's never really been an Okamura girl. So to me, it's I knew how he was when growing up, raising three boys, but to see him with an Okamura girl, it's been a revelation to me. I've seen a side of my dad that I never thought I would ever see sometimes because he cherishes that girl so much. And my daughter just, on the way here, she's like, where's Grandpa? Where's Grandpa? It's Grandpa's birthday. Where's Grandpa? But all in all, my dad has been such a great influence on me and my brothers, and for the rest of our lives, that will always carry through to us and to our kids. So, I thank you, Dad, for everything. And I'm glad he's healthy. He's healthy and he's in good shape. He still looks good for 60. So, I keep praying. I'm like, God, make it another 30 years. Because he's such a good health, and he can see his grandchildren grow up and to be mighty women. So, thank you.
Thanks, Vince. All right. More from the families. Brother David. Okay, how about Brother David? Your wife is requesting you to say something about yourself. That I'm a good father, I'm very, very... Brother David, the birthday celebrant, put your hands together.
Thank you everybody for coming, and thank you for being here, and thank you for Cora and my sons and everybody here for having this wonderful party. I was sort of surprised that nothing was being done on my 60th birthday since we did something on my 50th, so I was sort of wondering, but I thought that's okay, it's no big deal. Last time I had my 50th birthday, I almost went out and they had a surprise, and because they were a little behind schedule, I almost went out to a Dodger game. But I'm just glad to see everybody here. I'm just glad that God's given me 60 years and a wonderful wife and 3 wonderful sons and 2 grandchildren. And I just wanted to thank all of you for being here. It's really a blessing for me to see all of you here at this time. I know you all have busy schedules and things to do, and I'm just grateful that I made 60 years. I don't know, you guys know about my life, but my mother passed away when she was 44. My brother passed away when he was 46. My other brother was 58. My dad lived to 80. So I was sort of worried that I never make it to 60. So I'm sort of glad that I made it here. I'm very happy and blessed to have a job that gives a good retirement, and hopefully I'll be able to enjoy it along with the fellow retirees. And I'm just grateful that I come to this church and I learned a lot. And one of the biggest blessings that I've had, and I guess with Cora, she moved up the ladder and became the Secretary Treasurer of SCIU. I remember when I used to worry about her, because I knew more about the union and I knew a lot of people, but I learned from her. She's very well organized. She knows how to delegate. She knows how to ask the right questions. Here I was worried about her, and yet she was doing a much better job than me. But you have to trust in them, and sometimes God brings up people that'll do a much better job than you, and she has done a much better job, and she's moved up to the level of a statewide leader in the SCIU. And I'd like to thank my sons, When they were young, I wanted them to be baseball players. I think I may have told you about that. I wanted them to be in an outfield in the Dodgers with with Vince in right field, Sam in center, and Josh in left. It didn't turn out that way, but but I guess the biggest thing I remember there was a picture of in the LA Times on September 17th, 1996. I guess Vince would have been graduated from high school. And on the field, I don't know if you know Hideo Nomo. He was a pitcher with the Dodgers. Yeah, I pitched a perfect game. A no-hitter up in Colorado. And that was on my birthday. And the next day in the Daily News and the LA Times, they had a picture of him, people holding him up. And then on the back of one of the people that was holding him up was the name Okumura. The translator name was Okumura. So I figured at that point in time, that's probably the Okumura that was going to be with the Dodgers. It wasn't going to be Vince, Josh, or Sam. But I sure had that newspaper picture from the Daily News and the LA Times. But one of the best things that even though they didn't make it to the major leagues or whatever, it's been a blessing to be with them, to experience things that I didn't experience with my dad. Since I was a young boy, I didn't really, it's a big age difference between my brothers and myself, so I didn't really experience much time with my dad. I guess, in a sense, I was sort of like the latchkey kid. I sort of did my stuff on my own, because, in those days, it was okay to be on your own, to do things, but nowadays, you can't leave your kids alone. Otherwise, they get you for not taking care of your kids. But I think that the thing I learned most about it was that I'm able to see my kids actually mature and grow. And not very many people get to see their grandchildren or get to see their kids mature. And I guess, I don't know if there comes a time in your life when you realize that you live longer than you're going to live later on. And not that I'm, not that I'm worried about it, but I'm able to see my sons have a lot of wisdom. To see things that I never thought they would see. My oldest son, I don't know if you know Vince, he plays in the praise and worship, and he speaks on the pulpit, and he's very, very, I guess, blessed and gifted. But when he was a young kid, he couldn't order from the snack bar. He was very shy. So some of you that see him in church, it's hard to believe that he couldn't, and when he was, I think even until he was a teenager, he couldn't speak up and say anything. But he's a very, very knowledgeable individual. And in the words of wisdom, when he teaches Bible study, I learn a lot from him. I'm just amazed how much wisdom he's gotten on his own. He learned to play the guitar by himself. And so that's things where God has really blessed me with that. And then my sons, Josh and Sam, Josh is like a 10-year state worker now. It's hard to believe. He works for DMV. But don't ask him any questions about driver's license or anything. I get a little upset when people ask the questions about that. Not during work time. And then I've been able to spend a lot of time with them. I never spent time with my dad that much. I never went to Vegas with him. I never went on a vacation with him. But I've been blessed to spend all my time with my kids, going out to different places, to different, like we've gone to Oregon, we've gone to New York and Arizona, and Vegas. But it's amazing that God's allowed me to be able to spend time with each and every one of them. And another thing I want to bring up is, I don't have any what I call true friends or real friends, that I hang out with. My friends are my kids and my wife, and I guess it's going to be my grandchildren when they get older. But that has been the biggest blessing for me. And again, I just want to thank all of you for being here today, and hope you enjoy it. And you have a great DJ here. Enjoy it. So thank you very much, everybody.
The birthday celebrant, Brother David. Yes. God bless you, Brother David. Happy birthday. Okay, next. How about from the company that Brother David worked? Office? Maybe later because it's a lot, right? Okay, time to think. That's good. Ate Cora? Ate Cora from the wife. Give it up, Ate Cora.
So, sorry, I look like just so tired and everything. But, I'm really blessed to have David as my, I call him my better half, because he is. And I'm so glad that I think we made it a surprise for you. I hope we did. We tried our best. He was already asked, actually he arranged to go to Palm Springs on his birthday because he thought there was nothing going on for him. So he said, I arranged a room in Palm Springs. I'm going without you. With or without you. I'm celebrating my birthday. I'm like, I'm already doing something for you on Saturday. But I couldn't say it to him. But David is known by co-workers to be a very kind person, very nice person. And in fact, when I was new to the Department of Insurance, there was a clerk there who I was asking for help, and there was a little misunderstanding, and he said to me, your husband is a lot better than you are. So I'm like, that's good, I'm so proud that my husband is a good person, and he is a kind person. Everywhere he goes, even throughout the state, because he was active at first as a union leader, and he met a lot of people throughout the state. They really know him as a kind person all over the state, and even when he became a supervisor in management, and had to step up to the plate because he didn't want to give up his contact with the rank and file, he still, got involved with the union through me. And, it's because of his compassion and care for the working people. He always has that compassion, especially for the poor and the needy. In our church, some people probably may not know that about 4 years ago, for a long time, he would take his vacation on Friday to just hold food in the truck. He would go to the U-Haul and hold food there for the needy, because this church gave food for the homeless and the needy as well. So he would took his own time, rent the U-Haul for the church, and pack it up with a lot of food with Brother Don, the two of them on Fridays. So that's a thing that he did in the past, and then some new people came, to church, and they took over some of these responsibilities. But I am just so blessed that I married David. Actually, when I was single and I got involved with the Lord Jesus on a personal basis, I said, I would like to marry a guy who loves the Lord. And so I found out that he's that kind of person. I started praying for him. I said, that's the man I love. I said, I want to marry that guy. No, it's not a joke. I saw him and I said, ooh, he's the guy. So it works, when you pray. So I started praying for him, and, we got engaged after 6 months only. Imagine, after 6 months, now 35 years of marriage. It's, I think the secret is forgiveness if you hurt each other, if you know, make mistake towards one another, you don't go to sleep without forgiving one another. And he spent a lot of time with my boys, you know. Tomoko, David used to tell me that they used to sit down next to each other. Him and Tomoko would know that he's going out, you know, he would go home early, take vacation, to go to, you know, the Little League baseball. He's always with them in the baseball, baseball league, coaching them. And, you know, so he really spent a lot of time with the children, you know. So in the church now, as he grows older, he's spending more time in the church. As the kids have become adults and working on their own and spending their time with them with other people, now he has more time to spend in the church. And I just want to thank David for your examples, for your dedication and your commitment. And thank you so much for what you have been to us. Thank you. I also want to thank all the men and women who helped me prepare this party for him. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ate Cora. All right. Anyone else? Okay, you're still thinking?